Hello and welcome. Today, we are diving deep into an industry that has just, well, completely taken off. We're talking about China's pet economy, and the numbers are absolutely staggering. So welcome to the陶Salon. We're going to break down all the key data and the biggest trends that are shaping this incredible market right now to give you a really clear picture of what's happening.
Now, you might be wondering, where are we getting all this info? Well, our guide for this whole deep dive is the brand new 2025 China Pet Industry White Paper. It's a super comprehensive report put together by the research group Petdata.cn, and it gives us this incredible data-driven look right into the heart of this whole industry.
All right, so here's the game plan. We're going to start with the big picture, the overall market. Then we'll get into the new pet landscape. You'll see what I mean. After that, we'll meet the people driving all this, China's pet parents. Then we'll follow the money, and finally, we'll wrap it all up with 3 key takeaways you won't want to miss. Let's jump in.
Okay, first up, the big picture. I want you to get a sense of the sheer scale of China's pet market, because honestly, the numbers are pretty mind-blowing.
Just look at that number for a second. 302.2 billion yuan. That's the total size of China's urban pet market for 2024 alone. It's a massive, massive figure that really tells you how central pets have become in modern Chinese households.
And you know what? This market is not slowing down, not by a long shot. It grew by a really healthy 7.5% just last year. But here's the real kicker. Look at that projection. If you follow the trend line on this graph, you'll see that by 2027, the market is expected to just blow past 400 billion yuan. I mean, that is some serious growth.
So who are all these pets that are part of this boom? In this next section, we're going to see how the landscape is changing in a big way. There's this huge shift happening, and we're calling it the rise of the cat's economy.
For the longest time, dogs were just the default pet, right? But take a look at this graph. Something major has happened. You can see ownership of all kinds of pets is on the rise. But the critical moment is right there. In 2024, the yellow bar, which represents cats, has officially crossed over the green bar for dogs. Cats are now the #1 pet in China. It's a huge shift, and it perfectly mirrors the move towards more urban lifestyles, where cats are just a better fit for smaller living spaces.
And here are the raw numbers to back that up. We're now looking at over 71 million pet cats in China's cities. Compare that to just under 53 million dogs. That's a huge difference, and believe me, it has massive implications for absolutely everyone in this industry.
Okay, so let's switch gears and talk about the people behind the pets. Who are these owners? Well, the data paints a really clear picture. A whole new generation is taking charge.
This age breakdown really tells a powerful story. This market is just overwhelmingly driven by younger people. As you can see, those born in the 90s are the biggest slice of the pie, but the group born in the 2000s is growing the fastest. Put them together, and they now make up a whopping 2/3 of all pet parents.
And get this, they are highly educated. In 2024, a stunning 73.6%, almost 3/4 of pet owners had a bachelor's degree or even higher. And this really matters because it often translates to a whole different set of priorities, like a much greater willingness to spend on quality and wellness for their pets.
And that education and mindset translates directly into serious economic power. The percentage of owners with higher monthly incomes just keeps going up. In 2024, more than 45% of them earned over 10,000 yuan a month. That means they've got significant disposable income to spend on their furry family members.
All right, so we've got this young, educated, and financially capable group of pet owners. So let's see how that plays out in their spending. Where exactly is all this money going? Okay, no big surprise here. Food is king, right? It makes up over half of all spending. But look at that second biggest slice, medical care, at 28%. That is huge. It shows a really clear focus on health and well-being that goes way beyond just the basics.
Okay, now this is where things get really interesting. Let's break down the spending between cats and dogs. On the left, you've got the spending for cat owners, and on the right, for dog owners. And yeah, the main categories look pretty similar, but if you look closely, you start to see some really key differences in what they prioritize. It tells a story about their different lifestyles.
This chart really highlights those differences for us. So you can see cat owners spend a bit more of their budget on food. But the biggest gap, by far, is in services. Dog owners spend almost 10% of their budget on things like grooming, training, maybe doggy daycare, while cat owners spend less than 4%. That's a huge difference.
All right, we've gone through a ton of data, the market size, the pets themselves, the owners, how they spend their money. So now, let's just boil it all down to the 3 most important things you need to take away from this report.
So here they are, plain and simple. First, that cat economy we talked about, it's fundamentally reshaping the entire industry. Second, a new generation is absolutely in charge here. And third, spending is shifting, really fast, to what we call pet humanization. Let's break each one down real quick.
So first up, the rise of cats isn't just some fun trivia, it's a direct signal to the market. This creates these massive opportunities for any business that caters specifically to cats. We're talking specialized foods for different breeds, advanced litter box tech, and of course, furniture designed for climbing, perfect for those smaller city apartments.
Takeaway number 2, it is all about the owners. This younger, digitally native generation, they don't respond to the old ways of marketing. They care about things like authenticity, brand ethics, and the convenience of e-commerce. They want to feel like they're part of a community with the brands they buy from. And the companies that get that are the ones that are going to win.
And our final, really critical takeaway is this whole humanization trend. More and more, owners see their pets not as animals, but as members of the family. And that powerful emotional connection, it's driving explosive growth in premium everything. High-end nutrition, preventative healthcare, and yep, even pet insurance.
So all this really brings us to one final thought. As pets move from being just in the house to being truly integrated members of the family, you've got to wonder, what's next? What's the next frontier for this massive, rapidly changing economy? What kind of new services and products are going to pop up to cater to our furry children? It's definitely something to think about.